Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and on today's video we're going to be testing out the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. It is going to be a first impressions, so I will go ahead and show you that the palette is unused and unswatched in the beginning, but I am someone who is a very huge Jaclyn Hill fan. The very first item I purchased supporting Jaclyn Hill was the Becca Collab blush palette, blush and highlighter palette. And I also have the original Volume 1 palette. That is a palette that is very well loved in my collection. I actually had two of them, one for my personal use and one for my freelance artist kit. The one for my freelance kit has been used, abused, and eventually did have to go away. I had hit pan on so many shades. I had disinfected and cleaned it so many times that glitter was spreading and things like that. So after several years, I did finally get rid of that by giving it to a friend, and I have this volume here which I kept on the shelf and finally broke out once she released Volume 2. So this is what she looks like here, and as you can see there is some use to it, but most of these shades are relatively new, and this was the original one. I think I got this either late 2017, early 2018, but I know for a fact when I started my job in 2018, I had posted a photo with this at home in, I believe it was April or March, so I know for sure I had it by then. And with this one, I got on launch day, and it is absolutely stunning. Look at her. I am not a fan of warm tone, I am not a big fan of orange tone neutrals because it reminds me of the days when I didn't know how to use bronzer, but I'm going to go ahead and use this today, and we're going to see if this competes with the Volume 1. That palette is extremely loved and well used in the community, so I know many people are not happy about the change of formula for Volume 1. Today, I'm going to test it against Volume 2 and let you know just off initial launch Volume 1 and initial launch Volume 2 palette, which one do I prefer and my reasons why. So if you'd like to know how I got this look here as well as my thoughts on the palette, continue to watch and we'll just get started. Alrighty you guys, I am too excited. To save us time, I went ahead and already set my base and everything. If you want to know any details on my everyday makeup routine on how I get started before I do eyeshadow, I'm gonna leave a link right here for my Get Ready With Me extended video. It explains all the brushes, all the products, tools, tips, and tricks so that you can go ahead and get the same look I'm gonna achieve. But I didn't want to sit down and explain all of that today because I wanted to jump right into this beautiful baby here. The Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, honey, she is completely untouched, unswatched. This is going to be a true first impressions, and just take a look at these colors here. Like, OMG. When Jaclyn comes, she does not come to play. She comes to slay. I am in love with this. And the reason I managed to get this palette here is because I recently received a promotion which involves me switching locations. And on my very first and last day at the last location I was with, I wore this palette here. My Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette. And this is what she looks like because I used it on my very last day at my other plant. So she does have some bruises and dents, but my first one is completely trash and gone. But on my day out, they gave me a gift card and I wanted to use it to buy this one because it just reminds me of all the times I've had with Jaclyn Hill's palette. I know Jaclyn doesn't know me personally, but trust me, she's helped my makeup routine more than she'll ever know. So I wanted to continue to support my girl. And so we're gonna just jump into this, and I'm not sure which shades I want to use. I just know I want to do something over the top, dramatic, beautiful. And I'm wearing my red shirt, as you can see, because at my local, I am part of a union. On Wednesdays, we wear red to support our union brothers and sisters. And with them supporting my makeup career, I wanted to wear this red shirt during today's video to show my love and support of them. And so we're just gonna jump into this, get something all extra going. And so I'm not sure what I want to do, but I know I want to do something loud and over the top, so we're going to step up first. I'm going to use this orange shade here called My Man, and I'm with you, Jaclyn, honey. That's something you do not play about. So let's see this. Oh, she does have some kick up in there, But then again, with orange pigments, red pigments, and things like that, I expect it and I actually love it because to me, that means I'm gonna get more payoff, easier coverage on my skin tone. And so let's go ahead and get to blending and you'll be able to see loud, live, and in color how this is coming out. And debating on whether I want to do a cut crease. So I'm gonna take this orange and blend that right there first. We're going to take that about halfway over. Okay, so far pigmentation and blendability, as you see, is no issue. I'm going to try to see if she layers and builds real easily. Yeah, you can see that because I can see that, honey. Alrighty, Jaclyn. So far, so good. I don't know what everybody was expecting, but I'm going to take and do that on the opposite side. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now for the outer V, I want to go in with something loud. Now for the outer V, I want to use another vibrant color. I'm gonna go in with this purple shade here, Not My Journey, for the outer corner, for the rest of the crease in the outer V. Let's find out. Okay, at first it looked like she was going to give us a little bit of issue, but she's filling out now. Had me a little worried. And I want to blend this out a little bit past where we're going to cut it off at in the end when we clean up our eyeshadow, but I want this to be as blown out and as blended as possible. Yes, I'm giving Space Queen already, honey. I'm gonna fill her up on the other side. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you this is the world's greatest purple, but it is getting the job done. Then again, most colors like purples, blues, blacks, reds tend to need a little more blending than average. But she is certainly buildable and blendable, so. Okay. And just to make sure we have thorough pigmentation, I'm gonna layer just a little bit more before we buff out those edges with a new color. Once I start diffusing edges, baby, I can make color disappear. Okay. All right, my next brush, we're gonna grab. Well, if I forget to mention any brushes, products, or anything like that, they will be linked in the description bar below. All right, to diffuse out that orange shade, I want to go in with this bright yellow shade right here called No Joke. And we're going to take that on the MAC 217 Tapered Blending Brush, and I'm going to press it above the area above that orange and then diffuse it out later. So we're going to take that and press it right here. Try to get full opacity up into that purple spot. Then we want to diffuse that out later. And I personally like to press it down first because to me it gives it more time for that color to saturate in that spot. Okay, now we're gonna go in and diffuse those edges, blending up. And trust me, with this method, I am expecting some fallout, so I usually don't attribute any fallout of that from the palette, because this is why I bake first, because I know my technique tends to result in fallout. Okay, she's diffusing nicely. I may want to go in with, well, no, I am going to go in with another layer to get a little more pigmentation from it. And while that side gets a little more pigmentation, I'm going to blend out this one. Okay, and diffuse this last one, and diffuse this side one last time. Oh yeah, see, now that yellow is standing out. I can see that orange deep in the crease, and it's a beautiful gradient effect going on with that yellow to the brow bone. Okay, now we're gonna dust off that yellow shadow, and to diffuse out our purple on the outer corner, let me see what color looks beautiful in here. All of them. I'm gonna take this pink color right here called Tipsy Girl. And we're going to place that above the purple on the outer corners and diffuse that out. In the same method as the yellow, placing it down first and then coming back to blend out later. Oh, that is pigmented. Oh, baby. The amount of color that just came up off with that pink. And it has a nice purple undertone too. Oh yeah, you're going to blend beautifully. Blending that straight up and out. My main concern once again is diffusing the edge of the purple and then building and blending up that pink. Let's set a little more of that down before we come back. Bam, bam, bam. We won't have to do as much with this one because this shade is much more pigmented than that yellow. Up at the top a little more. Then place a little more of that color down just to help diffuse those edges and buff this back out. Any product we left down on the second attempt. Honey, I am giving myself watercolor fairy beauty goddessness. Oh my God. Okay, now to deepen up our crease before we cut everything, I want to deepen up my orange and my purple shade with a little something. And to deepen up the lower part of my crease for the orange, I want to go in this red shade here. We're going to use this to deepen up our inner corner. And we're going to take that on a, which brush is this? The MAC 221 Tapered Blending Hair Brush. And we're going to put just the tiniest bit on the tips of the brush. I want to knock some of that off just to be safe. And deepen up just the lowest part of that crease. Bada bam, bada boom. You see that how this side has a nice little depth right there that this side is missing? It's those little details that help, honey. And this red is fabulous. You see that? It's called definition, honey. And now we're going to get our other side. I don't even think I'm going to have to layer that a second time. That red went straight on and straight through. She said no waiting in the club for her, honey. She's going straight in. I meant no waiting outside the club. Y'all know what I meant. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Okay, and to deepen up our outer corner with that purple, we're going to go in with the black shade here, Temperatures. And we're going to deepen up the purple on the outer V and on our outer crease and our outer V. Same technique, tapping it just on the bottom, on the tip of the brush, tapping some off, and going into that outer corner. Oh yeah. You can see that is deepening up that purple. And a little bit right here, outer corner. Trust me, honey, things look scary now, but they always look worse before they look better. And now we're going to go ahead, outer corner on this side. Oh yeah. Alright, now it's time to go ahead and put something on the lid. Per usual, I am going in with my NYX glitter adhesive. We are almost through with this bad boy. I cannot wait to be done with it. We're going to put this on the back of our hand using our Morphe M421 brush. And we're going to cover our lid. And I only want to go high enough to get to that red that we put on our lid. We don't want to cover that red or the orange. Okay, now that we have our lids covered, we want to pick a shade for our inner corner. And something tells me the world is not going to be going for this yellow, what looks like a pressed glitter shade. Guess who's going to take the risk? Guess who's going to do it? You think I ain't going for it? She got me sadly mistaken. I'm going to use my Makeup Forever number 224 silicone applicator. Gonna see if she picks it up better first. Let's see what's going on. Okay, at first it looked like it was a pressed glitter, but this looks like the most creamy, most foiled gold. Oh, hold on, let's see what we got going on here. Oh, baby. Do you see that? Hold on, I gotta give me a little bit more. I am not a big fan of using my fingers, but something tells me this is what this is gonna need to take it to the next level. It's just putting my finger in there and doing it. And I'm trying not to, because that is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Do you see the amount of shine that is giving off? This looks like one of those paint pots from Tarte that I love. It is just so full and so creamy. Or the melted metal shadows from Huda Beauty. And her rose gold palette, rose gold remastered. This is how creamy and how full that is. Like, oh my. I'm already slayed. What else is going? You know what? Let me hurry up because I got to get some lashes on. I'm stepping out of the house today once we finish. I want to use this color right here, Empowered. I don't know why. It just stands out to me. It's just jumping and screaming. And so I'm like, honey, I hear you. And we're going to use our Sephora Collection Must Have Powder Shadow number 60 brush. Okay. Upon initial swatch with my brush, it does feel a little gritty, but then again, with this having a nice red undertone, that was expected, but the pigmentation is not disappointing. And I'm loving those little specks of color that you can see floating through there, honey. Yes. Oh yeah, we stepping out today. I had no plans, but we about to make some. I don't see what else we can say bad about this palette. Like, look at this. What do we want to do? We're going to take our Morphe M421 brush that still has a little bit of that glitter glue left on it. And just because I have semi-hooded lids, I like to take that and apply it to the outer corner right here, whatever's just left on the brush, to help make my outer V corner colors a little more pigmented and stick a little easier. I'm not adding any extra product to the brush, just whatever on there. And we're going to take our MAC 221 small tapered blending brush, and before I go in with that black again, I want to go in with that same dark purple Not My Journey first and layer that. We don't need it to be dark enough to cover everything, but we do want to add a little depth and dimension before we put that black over it. You see, that purple standing out. And this isn't about blending, we're just tapping it on just to get that color built up, and then we can blend slightly once we get the black on there. Okay, and just for a little more depth, a tiny bit of the black on the very outer corner and blend it straight through that crease right there. Very outer corner, straight through the crease. Not off the product on our MAC 221 brush that we just had the black on. And I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of that red for the inner corner. Just a little bit. I just want to create just a slight, you see how that cleaned that up on this side? Where it doesn't come straight up, you see that tiny line in between where the colors meet. I want to just create that just to give me a little more definition. If you don't have hooded lids or semi-hooded lids like myself, you can completely skip this step. But I just like to be able to see that difference in all the colors that I took the time to put on. Bam! Okay, and because we've already done this much of the face, I usually go ahead, I'm gonna skip, finish my contour, things like that, and then we'll be right back to finish off the rest of the face and the eyes. She cute, ain't she? Baby, that eyeshadow is popping. It went from drag to brag real fast. Dragging the eye down to bragging about lifting it up, baby. Come on. And now you see I'm trying to drag this color out as far as I can. Pada bam. Am I the only one who was just noticing what is pada bam? I just let things fly out. I think I was trying to say bada bing or bada boom and mix them up. We ain't gonna worry about it. Okay, and drag you Out, sister. Yeah. Clean you up a little stronger. She a little harder on this side. That is the one thing I hate about being one-handed, baby. Doing one side of my makeup is always a little more difficult than the other. But we gonna get it to work. So now, sweep through our brows and our lashes so we can fill those in and put on mascara. I want to go in with lashes, so we're going to go in with the Essence Lash Princess False Effect Mascara. Going to use him today. I tell you, I love how thin this brush wand, let me see, how thin that wand is, because it helps you get real close, baby. Baby, look at those lashes. I'm debating on whether I even want to add strips. Strips might try to take some of this dramatic effect from these eyes. You know what? Essence did her thing. We're not doing no strips today. Since we're switching things up a little bit, we're gonna go try our Fenty Beauty again, because I was loving that, and I'm not sure if I want to get this in a darker color, so we're gonna go again and use this in the shade Dark Brown. Normally I would use my ABH, but I've been trying this lately, and she was cute. Like, come on, look at that. We ain't even spoolied them out and we already slayed. Oh yeah, see? That Fenty brow pencil is no joke. And we're gonna set everything with our ABH Clear Brow Gel. We're going to go ahead and use our Sigma brush to remove this under eye brightening powder, and if need be, we're going to take and add a little more right here just to help diffuse and diminish the look of the blush edge right here. And just because I can see a little bit of this purple right here. And to add a glow to the rest of the face, we're going to take that same Laura Mercier powder in a slightly darker shade, shade 3, with the Bare Minerals Blooming Blush Brush, and we're going to buff that all over the face. For highlighter, I want to go ahead and use the same palette because I want to see what shades we have going on in here. Let me see for our brows and everything. I'm scared. I don't know, which shade looks prettier? I'm going to use this shade here, Ride or Diamonds, for my inner eye corner highlight. Okay. Gotta pack it up on the brush. Okay, I can honestly say with this shade, on that first pass, it's not really giving me the blinding effect I wanted, but when you build it up on that second layer, bam, she comes out kicking like an angry woman. Like you see that right there? That first layer acts like she playing and it trick you into thinking ain't nothing happening. That second layer, boom, bam, pow. Gonna take that same Ride or Diamonds underneath our brow bone. You see how like right there, you can hardly see something. I can see it right here in person, but on camera, I don't believe it's doing it justice. When you go in with this second layer, bam, that's when she gets to shine. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Look at that. Yeah, I truly believe that this camera is not doing these shadows justice because in person, the glow and iridescence my eye has is amazing. Even though we are recording in 4K, honey, y'all not getting the full life that I'm getting. You know what? Because we didn't do lashes, I'm gonna be over the top today. Where my pencil brush at? I'm gonna go ahead and smoke out my lower lash line just because. We're gonna take that first shade, the first orange shade, My Man, on the inner corner, and that second half, Not My Journey, on the outer corner, just like we did on the top. Why not? Okay, clean off my brush. And now we're gonna go in with the purple shade on the outer corner. Give her a little drama. Give her a little drama to deal with. Oh yeah, I'm loving that. I am loving that. Okay, what all do we have to do? Face highlighter. For face highlighter, just to make sure that my glow is on 100, and because this is, as far as I'm concerned right about now, coming out fabulous, I'm gonna add my OG favorite, MAC Oh Darling. Take above the brows, around the side of the face, across the temple, chin. I want a little more on my cupid's bow. Why not? I'm always going ham with the glow. I'm not sure what lip combo I want to go with, but I don't have any right here on the table with me. So I'm gonna run over to the other table, be right back, and we'll finish off the look. Okay, I ran over to the other table and grabbed myself a lip gloss, and today we're gonna be using the Pat McGrath Lust Gloss in the shade Bronze Temptation. And as you can see, she is struggling to be finished. I am almost through with this one and have another. So I am project panning this particular color. I'm just gonna try to get some out of this tube because, honey, it is a struggle. Yes, yes, yes. Trust me, if you have never tried a Pat McGrath lip gloss, I understand the price is scary. But I give you my word, the experience is worth it. Before we go ahead and set everything, I want to add an extra layer of glow to my skin. We're going to go ahead and spray everything with our MAC Fix Plus. This is a limited edition bottle, but I just refill it with the coconut one. So we're going to go ahead and just spray. We're going to go ahead. Expensive breeze, cheap fad, repeat daily. And to set everything in place, our Urban Decay All Nighter. Yes, I'm doing the most, but mind your business. Okay, and as you all can see, honey, this is the final look. And I am in love. I am in love. I am looking at this in my mirror. I'm looking at it in the camera, and get mad at me if you want. Leave a negative comment if you want. But in my personal opinion, this is Jaclyn's best collab ever. This little beauty here, everybody knows my favorite eyeshadow, my favorite eyeshadow colors are greens and blacks, and every now and then I'll do a neutral. So the fact that this not only has neutral shades here that are orange toned, which are my least favorite neutral shades, and only one black with no green, and I'm sitting here still just, wait, I'm sorry, one black here, no green? How? How is it that this just came in and I'm instantly off a first impression, I am loving it more than this. I have a whole bunch of warm tones here. I have a whole row of greens and blacks here that I can use. But I promise you, this look here, you can't tell me nothing about it. You can't tell me nothing about this palette, this look, this... Listen here. Hillsters, do not let the haters distract you from getting this palette. It is life. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I had no plans. I was going nowhere. But I'm about to step out now. I'm headed up to Ulta to let the girls see this. They are gonna see this. I know I ate before I did this video, but I swear I'm about to head to somebody's restaurant and grab me a meal looking like a snack. Cause this here, you can't tell me nothing. If you all have this palette, please let me know what was your experience with it. Please leave a comment down below letting me know whether you loved it, you hated it, whether you just avoided it altogether. But you have an opinion on it, I'd like to hear it, so please let me know. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified of any and all future uploads. Please go ahead and check any past videos that I have. And always remember to continue to practice, stay blessed, and until next time, bye YouTube.